Good morning, friends. I find myself once again out here at the beach, waiting for the sun to rise, watching the pelicans have their breakfast, and thinking about trust. So often in my devotionals and things that I read and study, it's one of the preliminary topics is to trust. And I think it's part of the reason that I like to come out at sunrise, because it's a reminder that the sun comes up again, when it feels like nothing else is going right, or when it feels like it's hard to count on things or depend on things. It's like this always happens, even when it's cloudy and I can't see it, or rainy, or whatever else, or even more clearly on days like this where it's just kind of perfection. And but I find that trust isn't that easy, and some of that comes from sort of just my familial human experience. People let you down sometimes. People break your trust. It comes from sort of my worldly experience, and just sort of life experience. But as I thought about this, what I realized is that, I get fed these lines to trust God. But God doesn't always turn things out right. Right for me. Right as I expect. But that doesn't mean that it's not maybe a bigger version of right. I don't know. As I even said that sentence out loud, it occurs to me that I am not God. And so, when things don't turn out right, in my opinion, based on my judgments, that's me putting myself in the place of the Creator. Oops. And I think that's a space where there's an even larger invitation to trust, right? That when things aren't going the way I think they should, based on my human perspective, my ideas, my sense of justice, what's right and wrong, my categories, can I trust that there might be a greater sense of right and wrong, a greater sense of sort of universal balance that is playing out, or that even the things that appear to be going wrong can lead to other beautiful things? Here she comes. I have a friend who says it's all compost. So the things that I think are going wrong sort of get fed back into the larger scheme of things, and can produce or nurture other things. And if I could really embrace that, maybe I wouldn't see so many things as failed, but instead might see things as opportunity, or as nurturing the next thing, or as trials, like in science. You try a few things that all lead you to the next thing. I mean, can you guys see that? It doesn't get much better than that, right? So my hope and my prayer for you and for me is not that I would completely dissolve all suspicions of all things and all people. That would just make me naive. But something one of my mentors says to me is, you've already won, because you get to be you. And when you're a person of integrity who's trying to learn and grow and become, like that's the whole deal. You've already won. So maybe we can build our trust in a space like that, a space that says, all things work together for my good, to quote a biblical passage. That there's a way in which all the things that seem wrong get transformed and reformed into something good. But that doesn't mean we get to skip the hard parts, unfortunately, because that's part of what shapes us. That's part of where our wisdom comes from. But may it bring you even a kernel of trust and comfort and hope in the midst of whatever you may be going through, to know that all things end. And with enough time and enough growth, all things work together for my good. And the sun will rise again. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful week. Grace and peace, friends.